The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.
We are in sunny Machakos County for another edition of the Great Debaters Contest. I am Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Yambok. Still on the SDGs, today our motion is products should be taxed according to the environmental and social footprint. We have Kinyui boys going against Mukaa girls. Mariam, highly environmental, what do you think?
I think we'll let these debaters answer those questions for us. First proposer, you have 3 minutes.
I concur with the government when they highly tax the products which bring more harm than good to our environment. Brenda Wanja strongly proposing the motion that states products should be taxed according to the environmental and social footprint. Products which bring more harm to our environment should be highly taxed, and products which are friendly to our environment should be lowly taxed. A product is a thing that is grown or produced, usually for sale. Tax refers to the money that you have to pay to the government so that it can pay for the public services. Environment footprint refers to the effect that a person or an activity has on the environment. For instance, the natural resources that a person has, the natural resources that a person or an activity, for instance, the natural resources that they use and the amount of harmful gases they produce. Social footprint. Social footprint is the realization of the positive and negative externalities of a product. Products like polythene bags and other products that cannot be recycled when they're disposed to the environment, litter the environment, and hence should be highly taxed to discourage their use, which in turn will make our environment clean. Products like plastic bottles and glasses and other products that can be recycled should be taxed less to encourage their use because their effect to the environment is less. Other products also affect us people. For example, gambling. Those who gamble and are employed use the income they earn in hope of getting more money at expense of catering for their basic needs of their family. What if the family resources are exhausted? One can resort to crimes such as stealing, and this to get more money to do gambling. Statistics show that people at the age of 18 to 30 years outlay most on gambling. Therefore, the government should increase taxes imposed on gambling, revenues, winnings, and bonuses because negative externalities far outweigh the positive. Thank you.
Gentlemen, we're ready for opening statements. You have 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dixon Kimathi, Kinyui Boys High School. Why are we contravening the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya? Why our leaders had to struggle for us to have this Constitution? For the Constitution, it says very clear, under Chapter 12 of Public Finance, Article 1B, Sub-Article 1, the burden of taxation should be shared equally. What do you understand by the word equally? Should be shared evenly. When our Kenyans are taxed highly and others are taxed low, where is equity here? On the first point, destabilizing the growth of economy. When we tax, for example, we have East African Breweries Company. When we tax them highly because of the bottles, what about the Kenyans who are working there? You know, our country depends mostly in these companies. Our revenue depends mostly in these companies. We are interfering with our economy. On the second point, unemployment. We have been crying all times about unemployment. What about when we tax them high? Some people will run away. Some investors, some companies will go away. And we remain with few companies. Those few companies, there are people who are working there. Where are we going to take them? Where are we going to take them? And the people and the nation has to survive. Every person has to survive. These people, they will end up ganging a group that will disturb our community. These people, they will end up being radicalized, like being radicalized by the groups that they are now, like Al-Shabaab. Surely, who here don't want peace? Who? We want peace. That is why when each and every leader is taking oath, he says, I will protect the dignity of this constitution without discrimination, either irrespective of your background, irrespective of your community, irrespective of your diversity. It will lead to high level of poverty. The rich people will continue to be rich, and the poor people will continue to be poor. Maskini watazidi kuwa maskini na matajiri watajirike zaidi. So, what do you want? So you want our country to remain in such level. Thank you very much.
Okay, we're ready to hear rebuttals, beginning with the ladies. You have 3 minutes.
Products should be taxed according to their environmental and social footprint. Jacqueline Dunge, Mukaa girls, strongly proposing the motion. I believe that products should be taxed according to the impact they have to the environment and also the society. We have been talking about products and said that these are things that are made for resale. Industries engage in this business. Some industries use natural resources as their raw materials. For instance, the paper-making industry, it makes use of trees as their raw materials and thence results in cutting of many trees. If there are not any trees left, large amounts of carbon dioxide will accumulate in the atmosphere, thus causing global warming. I therefore propose that the government should increase taxes imposed on such company so as to get money to deal with the problem of deforestation. The money can be used to reclaim land and also plant more trees. Think of this. You all know about the product, alcohol. It is highly affordable and accessible. Thus, the market does not spontaneously protect its users. Alcohol has negative externalities, more so to us as a society. Alcohol in the first place causes addiction. When one is addicted, they lose it continuously despite the challenges that they cause, such as liver cirrhosis to the human body. On the other hand, the government will incur high costs on medical care. How many cases have you heard about domestic violence? In the said journals published in the year 2006, statistics show that 50% of the domestic, physical and sexual violence in the family is caused by alcohol users, 16% of it being child abuse. Is this really what you want? Alcohol should be taxed highly to discourage such. There are also high crime rates. This has an implication of judicial costs to the government. Consequently, the government could use the money to develop other projects other than medical care and things to do with curbing crime. The money could be used to build roads, construct more schools, and make our country a better place. Other than if countries are to be serious about reducing the harm done by alcohol, is there not a compelling case to increase taxes imposed on alcohol? Food for thought.
Opposition will hear your cross-examination. You have 3 minutes.
I'm patriotic to my country, and that's why I strongly oppose this motion that says that a product should be taxed according to their environmental and social footprint. Shadrach Yoko from Kinyui Boys. First of all, it will encourage counterfeits. I here have a pen that costs 30 shillings, and another one will cost 10 shillings. I will go for this pen that costs 10 shillings rather than this pen that will be retailing at 30 shillings. This money that will be, instead of using this money to buy this pen, I'll use that money for other purposes. So I don't think that the product should be taxed according to their environmental and social footprint. And to my second point, it will discourage investment by foreigners. Foreigners would be ready to come to our country to invest in it. As we know, Kenya is a developing country, and we are using all kinds of means to develop our country so that it can reach that standard of developed countries. So this investor will come here, he will love to invest in our country, and it will boost our economy. So if we tax products according to their environmental and social footprint, I don't think that this investor will want to invest in our country, because he'll see that he'll be taxed highly. He'll go to another country, and that will be a loss to our country. And to my third point, when you tax products according to their environmental and social footprint, it will lead to tremendous strikes and continuous riots. According to the current affairs, and according to the Daily Nation, which was released on 15th May, on page 13, it states that Venezuela, it has continuous strikes. This is because of high taxation on their goods. And I would also like to advise the second proposer that we are not discussing about the effects of alcohol, rather that we are talking about products being taxed according to their environmental and social footprint. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The proposition have been asked what they propose to be substitutes for goods that may become too expensive once we begin to tax them. The opposition have been asked to clarify their understanding of what a social footprint, what environmental and social footprints are. We'll have them respond. Third proposer, you have 3 minutes.
Caroline Binya, Mukaa Girls High School, strongly proposing the motion that products should be taxed according to their environmental and social footprints. We all understand that the earth is being destroyed. Have you ever imagined where we could get another earth if we destroy the earth that we have? On to my first point, we have motor vehicles that are emitting gases. These gases go to the environment and they form acid rain. We all know the effects of acid rain. And I therefore propose that the government should increase taxes on motor vehicles through taxing the emissions. For instance, the government of South Africa, from a South African press release regarding the carbon dioxide emission value vehicle emission tax in 2015, says that the government of South Africa implemented a new motor vehicle tax related to the amount of carbon dioxide emitted by the vehicle. 75 South African rand was added to the price for every gram of carbon dioxide per kilometer the vehicle emitted. This means, due to the tax, the motor vehicle owners will ensure minimal emissions through looking for alternative means to use, like looking for alternative fuels that are environmental friendly. And that will make our environment clean. We also have the greenhouse effect. You also know that greenhouses emit gases. These gases deplete the ozone layer, and they also cause respiratory diseases, not forgetting skin cancer. You know that skin cancer is really expensive to treat, and that's burdening our government. We also know that if we tax products from the greenhouses, let's say, for example, tomatoes, people will shun away from buying tomatoes from the greenhouses, and therefore will opt at buying products grown from normal conditions. Therefore, people will close their businesses of greenhouses, and this will make people shun away from buying them, therefore reducing the effect on our environment and making our environment clean and safe. Then the question about substitutes to be used apart from polythene bags. We have a country like Rwanda. Rwanda does not use polythene bags. They imposed a ban on the use of polythene bags, like Kenya is trying to. But they use canvas bags. They pack their things in canvas bags, and it's working. They also clean the environment every Friday. They close their businesses and their activity. They clean the environment to make our environment safe. We need to know that we have only one earth and take care of it. Thank you.
Okay, opposition, you have 3 minutes to respond.
Thank you very much for this wonderful time. I would like to answer what the question was asked from the audience, the effect of alcohol, and on what we are talking about. We are talking about products should be taxed according to their social and environmental footprints. But as we are opposing the motion, what am I saying when I mean so? The effect of alcohol. Look at the positive effect of the company itself, and look at the negative effect of alcohol. When we look at the East African breweries, they have made tremendous change. First, let's take Tusker FC. Many youths, they have been sponsored by the team, and they have gone to far places. Let's say Slovakia. They have gone to play football and to those places. And this, when we look at the consumption of alcohol, it has changed the economy of our country. And then the first proposer talked about gambling, and it should be taxed highly. Then let's come to corruption. Corruption is the bogus, very, very bogus monster that's eating our country. Why? That's the question to answer. Look at our harbors, the Kilindini harbor. Most cases, you find corruption is there. The other time we heard of an official almost eating up to 100 million through corruption. Why? Because of the shipment of containers, because of the shipment of many things that are used by the businessmen to conduct their business. I can say this happens because of the high and heavy taxation on our port. When we have this high taxation on our port, the businessman who don't want to run on loss, he will look for alternate ideas. He will look for alternate ways on how to get his cargo on the right place. And when he looks for it, that will lead to corruption. Mind that. Another thing, we can say on our country, there is low rate of development. Simply because, look at the way we say that revenue tax is the main source of our government expenditure. When we don't tax some things, when we tax some things highly and tax some things low, what will our country do? We will go on debts. Now we are running on 4 trillion debt. What will happen? Tell me where the money will come from. Benjamin Mwango, Kinyui Boys.
Final statements now. Ladies, you have 1 minute.
I'm back. As you all know, every product has negative and positive side. It's only prudent that products that destroy our environment should be taxed highly to discourage their use. We need to be safe. We need to be healthy. We have only one earth, and we should take good care of it. Let's make it a better place for generations to come. Thank you.
Gentlemen, you also have 1 minute.
First of all, I would like to answer a question which was asked that if I have understood the motion. I have understood the motion very well. And I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever seen a drunkard striking because of the high tax on alcohol? Thank you.
Mukaa girls, next time give working definition of terms. And then mastery of language. Brenda, you tried. And then passion and conviction. There was passion in your work. Topic, you demonstrated mastery of your content. And then Jacqueline, mastery of language. You were average, you tried. Then there was coherence. There was coherence in your work. We could see your flow of argument from the beginning to the end. Then Caroline, your introduction again. You can work on your introduction, especially the whole group, or what I just wanted to say, Mukaa girls, in future work on your introduction, look for ways of capturing your audience.
Dixon, Shadrach, and Benjamin, you are all good, only that you seem to have some challenges with your language. Check on that. But the song that was done by Dixon at least added humor. And emotion is not a matter of life and death. So when it is humorous, I think we were really moved by such. Shadrach, again, you would not do you would not do cross-examination. Good quotes on Venezuela again. Again, I also feel like you would not get the best members to do that conclusion. If you could have swapped maybe the last part to the conclusion, it would have come out more strongly. Thank you.
For Mukaa, Brenda, those are fair submissions. That was a good start as well. Just master your submissions so that you have coherency, okay? When they are not mastered yet, you can sometimes struggle doing that, but that was a good attempt as well as a first speaker. Jacqueline, your role is cross-examination, so sometimes you have, it tells us that you have listened to the other team, and so you want to weaken some of their points. That was not played well, but nonetheless, in terms of submissions, that was well done. Caroline, good submissions, very good speaker. Just work on your style, all right, so that you can engage people more. So it's more of practice. It makes you perfect. Utilize your time well, though. Dixon, good attempt to start off with your team. Just a bit of mastery of your language, okay? But that was very good attempt as well. Shadrach, cross-examination as well. I thought actually you had forgotten, but towards the end, I think you pointed out something towards the team. So that one was a very good way of evading the penalties. Good submissions, though. Underutilized your time. We had a whole minute as well left, so that was penalized. Benjamin, good speaker, all right? That was a good attempt as well. All right, all the best to both the teams.
The results are in, and we have Mukaa girls with 64%. Please give them a round of applause. And Kinyui boys, you have tied with Mukaa at 64%. You are also our winners for the debate.
Thank you very much. I think the two teams were very evenly matched. Thank you to our in-studio audience, of course, and to those of you at home. Remember, #GDC for SDGs. I have been your host, Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Nyambok. Catch you next time.
The Great Debaters Contest is powered by Blaze, by Safaricom, the Youth Network.